So the first thing that you have to do is to head over to aws.amazon.com. Once it's loaded, this is your dashboard. What you have to do is to click on EC2, or you can search from the search bar, EC2, then you click here. And what you want to do is to launch a new instance. So launch an instance, give it a name, just gonna call it test VPN, and then you want to scroll down and you have to click on browse more AMIs. Then you have to click on AWS Marketplace AMIs and you search for OpenVPN and click enter. And then as you can see, you have a few choices, but we want to go for the first one because it's free. And as you can see, it's bring your own license. And under this license, you can create up to 2 users to access this VPN. And it comes with the free tier. So I'm just going to click on subscribe now. If you scroll down on instance type, you have to click on the T2 micro, which is free tier eligible. So you click here and then you have to select a key pair. To click on create new key pair, and I'm going to give it the name of test VPN and click on create key pair, and it has downloaded it into my downloads folder. Then I have to scroll down, leave everything as it is, and then all you need to do is to click launch instance. It's going to take a while, and success. Now you can click on this link here, or you can go back onto the EC2 instance, and this is going to show as a status of pending. So we're going to wait for a bit, maybe like refresh the page and see if it spits things up. No, we have to wait a bit. Once you can see that it's running, all you need to do is to select the EC2 instance you just created and then click on connect. Now head over to the SSH client, and here this is going to give you some instruction on how to SSH into the server. So open your terminal, or in the case of Windows, it's your command line. I'm already inside the download folder because this is where I place my key pair for the VPN server. So what I have to do is just copy this command. I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm going to copy the SSH command, and I'm going to modify it because I don't want to sign up as root, but I want to sign up as OpenVPN AS. OpenVPN AS. Then I'm going to click on enter. You have to type in yes, and boom, we're in. It's going to configure everything up. We have to blindly accept the terms and conditions. So just leave at default unless you have a valid reason not to have the default settings, but just for testing purposes, I'm going to leave them as default. And then press yes, that's fine. And then type a password, and let's give it a password. Might need to reconfirm the password and leave blank and just wait a little bit. And it's done. Now, click back onto instances, and then if you click on the EC2 instance and scroll down, you can see that this is our IP address. So copy this public IP address, open a new tab, and just type HTTPS, and then the IP address you just copied, and then colon 943/admin. And this is going to take you onto the admin section of the OpenVPN. This is a self-signed certificate, so what you want to do is to show details and then continue to visit the site. Don't worry. And the credentials, as for the username, it'll be OpenVPN, and the password will be the password that you set up onto the SSH setup. So I'm going to type the password. Now you have to agree to the terms, and we're done. As you can see, you have 2 VPN connections allowed. So the very first thing to do is to go onto VPN setting, scroll down, and where you see should clients be allowed to access network services on the VPN gateway IP address, this has to be selected to yes. And also, should clients' internet traffic be routed through the VPN, this has to be toggled to yes. So once you're done, save the settings, and it's all good. Probably a good idea to update the running server. So now all you need to do, and this is the last step I promise, is to download the client onto your machine so you can connect onto the VPN. To do that, go onto the URL and delete everything after the IP address, after the port 943. You have to reinsert the credentials. Now you have to basically choose the machine you're on. I'm using Apple, so I'm going to download this one and allow. Once this has been downloaded, all you need to do is to open the VPN clients that you just downloaded. You have to agree. Then for the URL, you will need to select this one. And you need to insert the credentials. So it's OpenVPN and the password that you inserted before. And click on import. Okay, and it's done. Now let's toggle this on. And again, let's put the password in because they take security very seriously. And we're connected. Now, in order to check whether this has worked, what we can do is to go onto Google and type what's my IP address. We click on the first link and we can see that this is the IP address that we're connected to, which matches the OpenVPN IP address. And I can assure you this is not my home IP address. So yeah, we're done.